Hey there crafters, welcome back to Gina C Creates. I'm so excited to share with you my Halloween gift card holders. I think they just came out so adorable. I even made 2 different ghosts because I couldn't decide which one I loved the most, so I just put them both in the bundle. You can download the SVG bundle at ginaccreates.com, and right now it is my 5-day freebie, so you can download all 4 of these for free and use them for personal use. And after the 5 days, it will be available for purchase in my shop, and it will come with a commercial license so you can use it for small business purposes. So in my video tutorial today, I'm going to show you how to create all 4 of these, and I'm going to be using Cricut Design Space and showing you how to upload the SVG and how to prep it in Design Space. And we're going to create them one at a time so it can be easier to concentrate on just one gift card holder versus making all 4 of them in a Design Space and having too many mats. So make sure you head over to ginaccreates.com right now to download my free SVG file because you only have 5 days to download it for personal use. And then after that, it's going to be in my shop. So once you have it downloaded, you are going to have 4 different folders with the different gift card holders. So inside each folder, you will have a DXF, and you will have an EPS, a PNG, and the SVG. If you are on a Windows PC, it might display as an internet icon, as an HTML doc, and if you double click it, it'll just open in the internet. But to open it and use it, we need to open up Design Space first and hit browse and upload the SVG file /HTML doc and save it to your library and then import it into your canvas. So the first thing we need to do is make sure it uploaded the correct size, which is 12.04 in width. And then we will be able to ungroup it and select each layer individually. So we have the front and back of the gift card holder. And then we have a group of the white layer of the text, "A cup of brew just for you." And that sits on the front of the gift card holder. And then we have the insert that is green. And then we have the 3 layers that sit on top just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then if you like, you can change any of the colors if you choose. So you could just select any shape and then go up to the color swatch and pick your favorite colors or your favorite Halloween colors. You can even personalize it if you're comfortable using Design Space. So I'm just going to leave it as is just for the sake of the tutorial. And on this green gift card insert, you have 2 half circles that are cut lines, and we need to attach them to the shape underneath. So you could just select on the whole group, which will select those 2 layers, and you can hit attach. And now our cut lines will cut on top of our green insert. And then you'll also need to attach the text, "A cup of brew just for you." And because I'm going to be cutting this with vinyl because I don't want to glue each individual letter from cardstock. So I recommend cutting with white vinyl. And then we have the black cardstock layer. And then we have 3 different shades of green and then a dark gray. So once you have all your mats cut out, we can begin to assemble. You will need some Barely Art craft glue, and you're going to need some foam tape and glue, and then if you're using the vinyl, of course, and then any of your weeding tools, and then any weeding tools. So we are going to start with the front of the gift card. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to start with the vinyl. So you're just going to weed off your vinyl very carefully, not to lose any letters because they are. We're just going to weed off for this project, the saying, and then once we have it weeded off, be careful when you're doing this to not lose any letters. The transfer tape to the center of the cauldron on the front. So it's up to you which side you want the handle on. Not sure if it really matters, but it's up to you. I put mine on the right hand side, And then now I'm just peeling off the backing for the vinyl and then just placing it right in the center. And the transfer tape that I'm using is the Contact brand contact paper that I get from the Dollar Tree because it's not super sticky and it works really good when placing it on top of paper and cardstock because it won't rip your paper. So I just finished adding the layers to the front and the back of our cauldron, and then now I'm going to show you where to apply the glue because our insert is going to come from the top, so you're only going to want to apply glue around the sides and the bottom and not the top. And then you're just going to place that top cover on, and we're going to let that dry for a couple of minutes. So while that's drying, we are going to layer on our potion bubbles, and you're just going to do the smallest to biggest, and I'm going to use the craft glue to layer these 3 layers together. And then to place the whole thing on top of the gift card insert, I am going to use a piece of foam tape. And then I'm just going to make sure not to apply any glue or foam tape to this little piece of bubbles that are falling down, because that's actually going to act as a tab and go over your cauldron, so it won't fall all the way in, and just so it looks like it's falling over the mug. So you can just insert your gift card, and then when it's done drying, it's safe to open it and slide in the potion bubbles. And that's all there is to it, to making this cup of brew just for you gift card holder as the witch's cauldron. So now we are going to move on to our cute little Frankenstein monster gift card holder, and we are going to upload the SVG as well and make sure it is sized to 11 inches in width, and then we can group it. And we have the front and back of our Frankenstein, and then we have our black layer with the hair and the eyes and the stitching. We have the eyeballs, and then we have the dark green for some shadows on the face. And then for the card insert, it has the teeth and the little bolts for the side of the necks. So the only thing we need to do to prep this is attach those half circle cut lines and attach it to the shape underneath. And then we can send it to the mat, and we're just working with all cardstock. We don't need any vinyl for this one. And but you can definitely use vinyl for any of the face if you choose to. But I'm just going to use cardstock for this tutorial. So the first thing we're going to do to put this together is we are going to put together the face. So you're just going to make sure we have these facing the right way, and we're going to have the ones with the ears going down. So just make sure you don't have it flipped upside down when you're assembling the face. So first thing we're going to apply is the hair to the very top. It should line it perfectly. And I'm just putting some craft glue to glue these ones down. And next we're going to move on to the forehead lines, and I'm also using craft glue for these ones as well. And then I just want to remind you guys to watch out for your dark green layer. We have those tiny 4 little cutouts that are for the ears and nose, and those could get lost, so make sure you hold on to those and put those in a safe spot when you're cutting. And next we're going to place on the eyeballs in the center, and those go between the ears, and then you have the black pupil to go on top. And then we're just putting these together with some craft glue. And then we can add the stitching to the forehead. You can place it anywhere you like, or you can place it on the side how I have it. And then we are going to place these little tiny circles. The 2 big ones are for the ears, and then the small ovals are for the nose in the center. And then I'm just using just barely a dot of glue. So that is why I love this Barely Art glue. It has like that fine precision tip, so you won't get a lot of glue out of the bottle. So once we have the whole face applied, we are going to apply it to our back piece. So I'm just making sure it's facing the correct way, and I'm going to show you where to apply the glue because our insert is going to go on the bottom. So we just want to run the thin line of glue on the top and around the sides and nothing on the bottom. And then we're just going to place that directly on top and match it up, and then we're going to let this part dry while we work on the insert again. So this bottom insert is acting as the jaw. So we have the white layer, and we're going to put that on with some foam tape so it can pop the jaw out a little bit and have the teeth go over the Frankenstein face. So make sure you don't put any tape or glue behind the teeth, kind of like the potion cauldron. You're going to want it to go over the flap once it's closed. And then before we put on the green layer, we're going to add the little bolts to the side with glue. And then we're just going to cover that up with the last layer of the green. And then we have our dark green layer, which is supposed to be the lip of our Frankenstein. And we're just going to line that up with the top of the jaw, right under the teeth. And then that one's done. We could just add in our gift card and just making it secure inside the tabs. And then we can slide this into our Frankenstein head. So we're just going to open up the bottom and we are going to slide it in. And we are going to make sure that the teeth go over the face, and you're done. And look how cool that looks. I was just thinking, like, if you had a pink gift card holder, it would look like his tongue. So that one was pretty cool. Next, we are going to move on to our cute ghost gift card holder. So you just upload the SVG, and then we're going to add it to Design Space, and we're going to make sure it is the correct size. This one should be 11.13 in inches. And then we are going to ungroup it. We have the front and back of the ghost, and then we have our pumpkin and our ghost face, and then we have the insert with the half circle slits. So we just need to attach those to the black insert shape underneath. And then we have two slits on the front of the ghost. So we also need to attach those to the shape underneath as well. And then we have our pumpkin. You can change that if you like for the color. But other than that, we're ready to hit make it. So we have our white cardstock, and then we have our black and our pink, and then an orange. And all I am using is cardstock for this, and I'm going to just be using craft glue. We're not going to need any foam tape for this one. So we are going to start with the front of the ghost, and I am going to apply the little face. So I'm just going to use my craft glue to put on the eyes in the center. And then I'm just going to put the little pink cheeks right beneath the eyes. And then after those are glued down, we are going to work on the little pumpkin. And we're going to layer that together with craft glue. And the pumpkin is going to lay underneath the hands of the ghost. So we're just going to put some glue to secure it in place so it won't slip out. And then we are going to glue the front and back together. So I'm just going to show you where to apply the glue because this needs to slip out from the bottom. So we're just going to add a thin line to the edges all around the top. And the bottom is not going to have any glue. And this little cute ghost is more simple, and it does have room for personalization on the gift card insert at the top in case you want to include any special notes. And then you just insert your gift card and slip it in through the bottom, and you have your cute little Halloween ghost. Next, I'm going to show you how to make the skeleton ghost, and we are going to upload the SVG like we did the others and add it to our canvas, and we're going to make sure this one is sized at 11.39 in width. And then we can right click and ungroup, and then we have the front and back layers of our gift card, and this one is similar concept to the cute ghost. This one just has a trick-or-treating bag, and then underneath I turned it into a skeleton that is disguised as a ghost. So feel free to change any of the colors if you wish for this gift card holder. For the trick or treat, we are going to need to attach that group so it can cut in one piece, because I'm going to cut it with vinyl since it's letters and I don't want to glue each one by itself. And then for the gift card insert, we have our skeleton layer sitting on top, and I want to cut this with vinyl too. And it is already on one layer, so you don't need to attach or weld it. But I do recommend changing the color so it doesn't go on the same mat with the white cardstock, since we want to cut it with vinyl. And then for the insert itself, I changed the color just to show you the cut lines that we have, two on the hands and then one by the knees. And we're going to need to attach those to the layer underneath so those slits can cut into the paper. And then we are going to send it to the mat, and we have our white cardstock layer, we have the skeleton layer, and then we have the black cardstock layer with the ghost eyeballs. And then we have our vinyl black layer and then our orange cardstock layer. And once we have all these cut out, we are going to assemble. And I am going to start with weeding off the vinyl first. So you just want to make sure you be careful with these letters, and you pull off the vinyl slowly so you don't lose any of your pieces. And then for the skeleton, I am going to try some reverse weeding and see if it's easier this way. So I'm just laying the transfer tape directly on top of the whole vinyl before weeding, and then I take off the paper backing, and then I remove the excess vinyl from the transfer tape. And this part was only hard at the bottom because of all the little toes were individual pieces, but I went ahead and fixed that for you in the SVG file. So it will be easier to weed because I welded them to the actual foot like I did with the hands. So we don't have any tiny little bones that are hard to weed. So once we have the skeleton on the transfer tape, we are going to first line up the knees with the cut lines. And so this one was a little bit challenging because you have to line up the knees with the bottom cut, and then make sure the hands sit in where the half circle slits are. And so I just ended up removing the skull head and placing it by itself, since I did line it up a little bit to the right too much. So after we have that laid down, we're going to apply the trick-or-treat vinyl layer to the front of the bag, and it is going to sit in between the ghost hands. And I'm just going to use some glue to hold it in place so it doesn't slide out. And then next we are going to put the back and front cover together. And so you're just going to make sure that you apply a thin amount of glue so the whole skeleton's able to slide out. So there is a slit in the knees so it can hold the gift card, and then I put some on the side so it could look like the skeleton was holding the actual gift card. And then we're just going to slide that into our ghost, and we have our cute little trick-or-treat ghost. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make all these fun Halloween gift cards. Make sure you head over to GinaCCreates.com right now to download the SVG bundle.